Let's go over oil, guys and gals. We'll go over crude, then we'll go over the euro. Let's look at our setups this morning. We had a beautiful third test breakdown on low value area right here. Here's your short right here this morning. Real good start to the morning. There's a close below the symmetry dots at LVA. You were in a real tight wedge this morning from around 5 to around almost 7:30. Real tight wedge. Wedge broke down right at my symmetry dot breakdown. So remember, watch for these symmetry dot closes below or above on LVA and HVA. Those are the green dots and red dots on the 5-minute chart. Low value area are the red dots. The green dots, and the high value area are the red dots. If an area tests more than twice, look for the breakdown, which it did, and you get a nice little symmetry dot breakdown for continuation. Then we came back down into black space all the way down, really nothing holding us up. We had a retest of the symmetry dots here for continuation to the downside with divergence. You had a retest, divergence short, right there. There's your big divergence, and that's where we're at right now. So we had a couple good trades here this morning already. We had a big breakdown at low value area. Remember, when we break these green dots over here in the 5-minute, that's looking at price profile and volume profile. It lets us know the inside of the market where the institutions have their order flow, and we know if we get below, we see thousands of trades like this before, if we get below LVA or above HVA, then we have no institutional support, and we could have a free fall in the market. And sure enough, we got below. The timing on that trade is it closed below the symmetry dots on the 89 tick, and sure enough, we got a big move to the downside. And these symmetry dots are used for retracement shorts and hard downtrends, and they act as resistance. We came up to it. We hit our resistance at the symmetry. We had a red reversal bar with divergence. These yellow dots are used for divergence, or you can see it manually down here. Lower high on the oscillator, higher high on price. You can see we had divergence right into resistance again with no support below us. That indicates that we have a continuation pattern to the downside. There's your divergence, lines up good. There's your red reversal bar. Now what we're doing is we're working on an extension pattern. We're down to L3. We got down to L3 on both 30-second chart and the 89 tick chart over here in Ninja. You see the little triangles over here. Okay, what that indicates is a possible bounce. Possible bounce, but we're still looking for shorts. Remember, when you first log in the trading room, you want to look at the magenta moving average on the 5-minute and the 2-minute here. We have a nice little hard trend spread below, so we're in an obvious downtrend this morning on oil. That's why that setup was real nice in the third test breakdown here, and that's why we had the retest short. What do we do from here? What we're looking at is we're looking at 3 zones that really look really appealing on a retest. The first zone is 52 to 56, the first test, the magenta and the LVA. That's a really good spot to look at. A deeper retracement later on this morning would be 92. 92, I got high value area and also a hedge fund on oil. And then it's moved down a little bit now, down to 39. 37.39 is my next spot right here. 37.39, there's your first test right here. And here's your first test right here of the white. So now we got 3 zones right here to look at. We got 37.39. We got 37.39 now on the retracement. Right here, 37 is the first test of the white. After breaking down through, getting spread. First test of magenta on 2-minute is 38. So I got 37.38 short. And then I've got 52.56 short. And then I got 92.93 short. Okay, so as the market tries to retrace, obviously those will adjust. You want to keep an eye on the magenta moving average here at 38. Now they're lined up perfect. First test the white, first test magenta right there. They're lined up perfect for a retest short. We want to look at our divergence oscillator on the 89 tick, make sure we're diverging at the retest, and make sure you're pulling in with the pull-in bar, a red reversal bar. Then you can use your ATM strategy. First off at 8 to 10 ticks, and then go for the second set of symmetry or 72 target all the way down here. Okay, so those are our spots this morning. We do have a new market profile that came in just now, which really doesn't affect things for us. We're still looking for 35, 30, 35, 36, first retest. Then we're looking now at 55 even for retest short, first test magenta, and also LVA are right on top of each other. So that's going to be a really good spot, right around the same area, 55 right there. You got low value area, dot just popped up. Institutional order flow right there is right at 55, so we'll look for a retest short there. And then we're going to bring our target down a little bit on the 5 minute, 85 to 90 now. It'll be 85 to 90 on our third. So there's your three spots, guys and gals. 35, 35 to 36 now. And then we have 55, and then we have 85, 90. Everybody on the same page on oil? Everybody understand what we're looking at? Okay, Bruce, Andre, we got it. Ray, Earl, we're good to go. Jerry, Matt, Chris, we're all good. Okay. What we do, if you're new in the room, hey Derek, what we do if we're new in the room is you should not be trading. Liz, we good? Charles, good. Okay. What we do is we like to butt up against support and resistance with trend. Your best trades are retracements with trend. And to do that, what we need to do is we need to look at the 5 minute chart, these black charts, and the 2 minute chart. That tells us the inside of the market. Okay, if you're a stock trader, or used to be a stock trader, or have traded stocks, it's like trading a level 2 chart. Okay, level 2 chart shows you the inside of the market where the institutions are buying, selling on the bid and the ask. This is exactly what we do on my indicators. My indicators tell us the inside of the market. These are not lagging indicators. These are leading indicators. What they let us know with market profile is that institutional order flow is adjusted down to 55. So any retest of 55, the first test after you break below low value area is a retest of low value area, would be the retracement short. So 55 is a really good spot, and it also is the first test of the magenta after spread. Then right below that is 35, 36, first test of magenta 2 minute, first test of the white on the 5 minute is a minor spot. We should still see a possible reversal there. And then if you're looking for the deeper retracement, it should come after oil inventories if we get a push up, would be 85, 90. That would be a good spot, which I got 3 times confluence up there. Okay, so always look at the markets in a downtrend, what's above you, and the more confluence you have on these indicators, the best. Market profile, obviously, is really, really good sign of a retest short this morning off of LVA, and then HVA, if you're in a hard downtrend like we are this morning, anytime you test high value area, that's an automatic retest short no matter what. That's automatic. If you are in a downtrend, the magenta's in a downtrend, you retest HVA the first time, that's an automatic short. So we got to qualify, make sure we have a red reversal bar, divergence over here, we'll be good to go. Another good spot, the reason I'm saying 55 is short over here on an LVA retest short and first test of the magenta moving average is that we got 57 as a previous low of day. Previous low of day is 57 on crude oil. That tells me that we are below, we are in an outside day. An outside day is very bearish in the market. Every time you get away 40 to 60 ticks from the previous low of day, the first test, retest of the previous low day, and it can come within 2 ticks, is a possible retest short. If I'm looking at the euro, a good deep retracement on the euro would be high value area, would be a really good spot. So we're looking at 92 to 2900, the whole number, anywhere in that area for a retest short. You're coming up to a minor resistance area, up to LVA did adjust, but the first test of the magenta also. So we're looking at confluence. 72, 74 possible short on the euro coming up. 72, 74. You got it. You come into L3. You get the symmetry dots, and you're also the first test of magenta 74. So that's possible retest short. Possible the deeper retracement would be obviously this morning 90 to 2900. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. Let's look for a nice deep retracement. The overall target on the market this morning on oil is still 89.72. That's my big institutional roller down here. And so we had the extension that's firing off. The extension right now, it's calling the low in this market, and it's moving this to the upside. Okay, guys and gals, this will be a video recap on on our predicted zones this morning. We had 3 predicted zones this morning. I got this one running now. We got a hard runner. Our target is down to 90 on this runner, overall 90. But if we look at the predicted zones this morning, we had one zone here in the black charts at 8:20 this morning when we did our first video, and then we had another zone right here at LVA and first test in magenta, which we're working on right now. And the third zone, which could still hit today, would be 90.85, 90.85, 90.90 today on our next possible setup. And when you get to these zones, you want to project these zones way ahead of time. When you first log in the trading room, we established that the magenta was heading down, so we're in a downward bias for oil. So what we want to do is we want to look for sell spots. The sell spot, my zone, if you look when I drew it in here at 8:20, 8:25 this morning, was right here at LVA and the first test of the magenta, and this translates to this over here on the 89 tick chart. And what you want to do is you want to look for a pull-in bar, which would be a red reversal bar. You can, red reversal bar, on once you hit into that zone. And we had either here or here, either one. You did not get stopped out on your original stop. And also, what made this trade really viable trade is an extension with trend. I called this an extension with trend because some weeks they are extremely accurate. A couple weeks ago it was up over 90% for the entire week. And you have to make sure that you understand if 5 minutes in a hard downtrend, if we get the extensions that come with the hard downtrend on a retracement, that is your ultimate signal. The average trade in the room on extension is 40 to 60 ticks on oil. Once again, the sell signal was at 58. We got all the way down into the 20s again. So another beautiful trade, a 40 tick trade on an average sell signal. Now what you want to do is you want to make sure that when you come into zones like this, you can use your divergence indicator on the bottom. Make sure you add divergence. There's your divergence. Really a big lower high. Here's a higher high in price. And we had a beautiful setup as far as that goes. But you can see you can predict these zones way ahead of time. The zone was predicted almost an hour ago. And you just got to wait till it gets into that zone. And sure enough, we come up to the zone that the first video that you're looking at. Go back and look at the zone that was predicted. It was right exactly here at the 57. And we got into it, rolled right back over. The next possible rollover, if we have a big giant retracement this morning, would be 85 to 90. That's the next one. But this targets all the way down to 90 over here. The hedge fund targets 90 to 90.03. That's a possible huge target. You should be around 70% off on your position. Right now, 75% off because it's a second set of symmetry dots. Target 1 is always the first set of symmetry dots. Target 2 is always the second set of symmetry dots. Okay, so that's how we do it. What we do is we look at our charts over here. We did the same thing on the euro this morning. My first zone hit exactly where the prediction was. Rolled the market over. The second zone is not hit. So zone 1 hit this morning and worked out. Zone 2 hit this morning and worked out. Zone 3 is not hit this morning on the euro. You only need to pick around 2 or 3 spots in the morning, guys and gals, when you first log in this room, and you be patient. You wait for those targets, wait for the retracement, and then use your entry bar, your red reversal bar. You can on deeper retracements, and you're good to go. And then look at targets 1 would be the symmetry dots. Target 2 would be the second set of symmetry dots.